Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the movie that no one is talking about, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk mainly about movies and movies alone because they're great. I do movie reviews, I do trailer reactions, and then I also do movie analytics where I break down scenes or movies or concepts in movies. We have a lot of fun, so if you want to join the team, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and there's plenty more content where this came from. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we're going to be talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. We're talking about the good, the bad, and basically what I thought about this movie overall. I was able to watch this movie on streaming. I didn't have to go to the movie theaters for this, and it was actually kind of nice. Here's a brief synopsis of what this movie is, just to remind you guys. When LeBron and his young son Dom are trapped in a digital space by rogue AI, LeBron must get them home safe by leading Bugs, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of notoriously undisciplined Looney Tunes to victory over the AI's digital champions on the court. It's Tunes versus Goons in the highest stakes challenge of his life. This movie stars LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Zendaya, Steven Yeun, and a lot of other people as well. Before I go into the positives of this review, I do want to say that overall I did enjoy this movie. I was very entertained by it, and I thought, you know, that wasn't a complete waste of time, half of the movie. So that's kind of what I thought about it overall. If you guys are interested in my Black Widow movie review, it's up here in the cards. I did a review on it a couple days ago. Just hear my thoughts on the movie in general and also the specifics of why I did or did not like it. By the way, this review is completely non-spoiler, so I won't be spoiling anything in this movie for you that is really important to the plot. I won't break any plot twists to you. If you want to go and see this movie, seeing this review will not hinder you from doing that and ruining the experience for you. So to start out with the positives of this review, I didn't think that this was a bad movie half the time. Like I said originally, I did like it, but there's not a lot of positives that happened. A lot of the positives that did happen were things that I can't break to you because this is a non-spoiler review. There's one twist that got me, like, it was so funny and I couldn't believe that they pulled it off as well as they did. If you watch the movie, you know what twist I'm talking about. It's in the third act of the movie and it's hysterical. I absolutely loved it. It was so funny. I was like cracking up, dying laughing at this. Another positive of this movie is that Don Cheadle is in it and he does a really good job. This performance was probably the one thing that carried this entire movie. Not gonna lie, I did think LeBron James was like acting actually okay, but then some of the lines and some scenes I just watched and I was like, no, you're not an actor, you're a basketball player. Please stay with basketball. Why did you take this job? But Don Cheadle is very, very good at making a really bad role better, or at least somewhat watchable. The motivation behind this villain is that he's a villain and he's just wanting credit for some reason, or he wants friends. I don't really know what the motivation is behind this, but you know, it's fine. It's Don Cheadle. He can have whatever reason he wants and, you know, I would believe him. This movie is very funny. I did enjoy a lot of the jokes that they put in there. I really, I laughed, you know? It's kind of reminiscent of the original Space Jam movie, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Actually makes more sense than this movie. It knew that it didn't make sense and it just went with it. This movie tried to make no sense but make it actually a good movie, and so that's kind of where the cards fell in the wrong places, I guess. So those are the positives of this movie. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Let's move on to the negatives. But before we move on, I did want to mention that I do have videos that are kind of like this. I have movie reviews, an entire playlist. You can check that up in the cards up above or in the description box links down below. All of my reviews from 2021 are in that playlist. So if you like how I analyze movies and how I talk about them, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and check out those videos. So, negatives. Let's talk about them. There's a lot, but at the same time, they're not real big negatives. One of the biggest things is that this is an obvious movie made to sell HBO Max and the entire world that Warner Brothers has created. It was fun, not gonna lie, but it kind of reminded me of Ready Player One, where they just pack a bunch of, movie references that everybody knows and loves into one movie and says, these are all a part of the same studio. You should purchase things from this studio. Or like Disney and Wreck-It Ralph 2, where they're in the internet and they're going through Oh My Disney, the website, and Vanellope's just walking around with stormtroopers and then meets the princesses and then sees a Pixar character randomly. That kind of thing is also in this. It's fun for the consumer who's like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite movie, or oh my word, this is like my childhood. But for a movie watcher, like somebody who actually watches movies for almost a career or as a hobby, even like somebody who watches movies on the regular, it's just kind of unnecessary, you know? Like I said before, Don Cheadle is the rogue AI in this, and the villain's motivation is not even that great. Granted, the original Space Jam had aliens who were trying to take over Looney Tune Land, and they did it by doing a basketball game and everything, but that made more sense than this entire plot. It's just a soulless movie. Like, it doesn't have any essence of anything, any heart or anything like that. Obviously, there's morality involved, like this is a whole story about a dad and his son, but at the same time, if you took one of those characters out and it was just like a basketball game like the original Looney Tunes, it's just not, it doesn't have anything to it. Other than that though, I could go into detail on why this movie isn't the greatest, but I don't really want to. It was just a fun experience, and that's kind of my general thought on this movie as I wrap things up, is that this is a fun movie. It's genuinely a good, fun movie for anyone to watch. Like, this movie is targeting towards children, and it's really fun, and you get to watch cartoon characters that you haven't seen in a while play basketball again that you haven't seen for years. And then it has like a niche for the sports fans. You get to see a bunch of these, you know, all-stars play in a virtual reality. And for the adults, you have all of the different Warner Brother movie references that are in there. They reference Casablanca a lot in this movie, which is fine, but I feel like it's the wrong audience to target, but that's my personal preference and that's my thoughts only. But other than that, and a lot of the Looney Tune characters getting sidelined for like 2/3 of the movie or even more of that, it's just a good, fun movie to watch with anyone. Literally anyone can watch this movie and be fine with it. It's fun, it's funny, and it's really like actually an enjoyable experience. I didn't regret having the experience, but I just didn't think it would be a movie I would watch again. So if you have HBO Max, go ahead and stream Space Jam: A New Legacy right on there. It'll be there for about a month, I think. If you like what I said in this review, go ahead and leave a like on this video. In the comments, let me know what you thought of this review or anything that I said or the movie by itself. Lastly, ring the bell notification icon so that you are one of the first people to know when I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great random Friday, and I will see you on the other side of the screen.